Welcome to D&D Journey of the 5th Edition. Join us in our campaign and shenanigans as we explore the subterranean labyrinths, plunder hordes of treasure, battle legendary monsters. This podcast will be following our gaming group and the adventures of these characters, as well as a few guests from time to time. Join us as we start a new campaign and our journey to experience the best, and maybe the worst, in the 5th edition of Dungeons & Dragons.
Hi, this is Kelly, aka Trixie from Ragnarok and Roll, assigned to Ragnarok Story, and Tilda Wimblewick from D&D Journey of the 5th Edition. First off, I would just like to say thank you to everyone for listening to our varied adventures, as well as for rating us on iTunes and rpgpodcast.com. If you haven't rated us yet, we would greatly appreciate it if you could. And if you're looking for more ways to support our efforts, we are now on Patreon, a great site where you can help us continue making more podcasts, as well as some special surprises for our patrons. If you can, please look us up at www.patreon.com/cppn. Every little bit helps. And again, thank you for listening.
Welcome back to Goblins of Conquest.
Okay, so our dear paladin, because we know he's an archaeologist as his background, and he's like super obsessed with knowledge. He's busy in that library that you guys found, basically doing his conspiracy board, with taking apart the Goblin Book of War that's barely translatable that he's been posting up, with the Druid's notes of the area around here. That place called the Peaceable Lands that he wants you guys to go to, recon out to first, because he trusts the ranger to leave ranger marks behind for him to see and follow. And boy,
that's
it'll be
what he gets
interesting.
for trusting the ranger, though.
Yeah. Or you think he wants to have some time alone with the hobgoblin fighter to set things straight of who's in charge? One or the other.
Speaking of, is he going to come back soon?
I have not. Have you?
Are we talking about
Jerome?
Jerome?
Yeah.
I am trying to convince him,
But life's kicking him in the butt.
but life is kicking him in the butt. He is helping someone. Today, he's helping someone move in to his house, so he couldn't come today. So I'm going to pester him for next.
Move into his house.
So, Rogue,
Do
what's one thing our rogue goblin wants to do before you leave the compound, which is now your guys' compound? Besides hearing the cleric squeal.
It fell apart!
Like most religions do.
It might say it died, or it was already dead.
Her religion will be the death of us.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know what I want to do. Are you okay?
No, I'm just dropping some of my cookie.
See?
Well, I mean, do you want to send your goblins out scouting the human city? I mean, you do know the human city.
Yeah. No, I'm not. That doesn't interest me at the moment.
Okay. Okay, what about our wizards? Is there any projects that you want to get rolling besides ones you've already done where you're making the menial goblins clean up your laboratory?
We need to clear a space for a wizard lock to be drawn on the floor. Possibly several good stones to build a portal. In the future, right?
Interesting you talk about that. Give me a quick Arcana roll, by the way.
I think I'm gonna take I think I'm taking the thief archetype.
Oh, okay. The second story one? It's assassin, second story one, or... there's other options.
Oh.
Do I want to confuse her and show her the other rogue options?
Yeah, let's do that. I'm super fun when I'm confused.
Because we want her to be the mastermind. Everyone say mastermind.
Analysis paralysis.
No.
Or the skirmisher would be really good.
Then the bugbear would just eat her.
So
You don't
that's
tell me what to
the
do.
rogue section. There's 3 different new archetypes. Actually, 4 different archetypes. There's if you want to be the running around with your bow type.
I mean, I'm already kind of that type.
Skirmisher is really badass because it's rogue with more mobility.
So I got a total of a 10. Not too special.
Not too special. So you managed to peek around the paladin's shoulders to look at some of the notes where the druid is talking about some kind of, hodgepodgey mage stuff, but the druid wasn't that great when it comes to magic, so his notes are like total garbage, which is probably why your roll was so rough. Because you're like, what is this animal crap? This is not science of magic.
Okay.
But, he does talk about, you saw some reference of some destroyed stones, that he drew in really good detail that looked like it might be some kind of teleportation network that was possibly of goblin design or hijacked from some other race and used by goblins, like, long ago.
Didn't have to do with trees.
It did not have anything to do with trees, which is probably why the the druid was like, I don't understand this. There's no walking through the shadow of a tree to go to Feywild and they teleport.
I know.
What are these, focusy crystals things for arcane focus? So, of course, I'm assuming you jotted a rough picture down in your book.
Oh, yeah.
Just because it's something of interest.
And it was guided by arcanic ability.
All of a sudden you're like, that's magic looking. That's not nature looking.
Right.
Okay. Portal! Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. Because eventually someone will be uncovering some portals, hopefully, if they roll well. Ancient Goblin Network. So, cleric, you've established the temple to the all the Gobby gods. Mm-hmm. I think that needs to be its title, the temple to all the Gobby gods.
Sounds good.
Basically, it's an execution spot where, you go up and you take your weapon for your god and you kill something to your god.
Yep, feed the tree.
Yep, and then the blood is carried in buckets and then poured down on the tree because, hey, the gods only need you to let the blood out. They don't need it to keep it.
This is true.
Is there any other side projects you wanted to work on? You could train acolytes that are not clerics, but they're almost clerics.
Is there a specific place to put my archetype, or
Just anywhere that's easier for you to notice
Put
it.
it up next to your class.
So there was only goblins in this crew, right? There was no hobgoblins.
There was goblins. There was a hobgoblin who's still alive. You killed all the other hobgoblins.
Okay.
He's that one that basically dropped to his knee that survived the rogue who kept trying to shank it. Still has a bunch of stab marks healing in him.
I will see about taking him on as an apprentice. He would be worthy enough.
Okay, so you start indoctrinating him to be an acolyte so he could possibly, after some good training, do rituals, not really do magic stuff, but at least assist you in rituals and ceremony.
Correct.
Okay.
I also have a question.
What's that?
I have been thinking about it. I am a big fan of War Cleric, but I know you can't double domain.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way I can eventually start taking
You do cross-class.
class?
Multi-class.
You want to try multi-classing to what?
I want to be able to kick some butt, but not be a paladin, because paladins are wuss.
Not necessarily.
You could be one of the evil paladins.
Elbereth is a wuss, so...
I mean...
Your way of the ancients.
You could do Way of the Ancients. You could do like Dan's doing, which is Tyranny. You could do just Fighter. Fighter is badass when it comes to fighting. Or what kind of badass do you want to be?
I want to be able to keep the domain I have, but also have a little bit of War Cleric at the same time. Something from that.
Most likely your best bet for that would be just to take some Fighter, just you war practice up.
Right.
As opposed to saying you don't want to piss off your death god and pick up a war god.
Right.
You could choose to change your doctrine if you want to change your doctrine. But
Bite your tongue.
you could give up death for war,
Maybe, but not right now.
But honestly, the best bet would be, what's your strength?
That's a good question. Probably not high enough. It's only a 13.
I think that's high enough to multi-class.
I got my tabs.
So do I get both of the first two since they both say third level, or?
So
And we don't do feats and stuff till
at
fourth
third level,
right?
Yeah, like the feats are like that's
at
the
third level. Yep.
So I'd get
taken.
Either a stat bump or
Fighter strength or dex is 13.
Ah,
See, so you could go fighter there. Now there are 3 different archetypes to aim for. My personal favorite is the Battle Master because you have all these options of badassery that you can do.
or just a champion, which is basically crit on 19 or 20. It makes it really easy.
Makes you really easy to be a good fighter.
well, evil fighter, but okay.
Honestly, if you took Paladin of Vengeance
Well skilled.
Thank you.
for her death, then you would be able to share spells because it's all divine.
Yeah.
You wouldn't grow as quickly spell-wise, but you would grow otherwise.
You add a
So
bunch
that
of
might
extra
be-
options.
Right. That's something to think about down the road.
Okay. Okay.
But
So,
fighters is a good option too, but you
especially with the extra
building
hit
up
points,
spell.
makes you super beefy. And I'm just saying, Battle Master, you can do tricks like you can trip people, knock people over. You get bonus dice. You're just like, I need to add this to my roll. Yeah, 6. Yeah, I want to add that. Okay, so Ranger, you got your little menagerie down on the very bottom floor. So it's kind of funny that you have to put in a lift at that well so you can lower your animals down to the bottom floor. And everyone's looking at you going, why are we putting the animals at the very bottom? Because they're safer that way.
Yeah.
Adventurers don't show up and kill them.
Right?
So is there any other special projects you want to send goblins off to do? Because of course you 2 goblins are like the epitome of goblin society.
Yeah. I kind of like the idea if there's any sort of like trade routes in the forest, kind of near our little encampment, kind of see if we can set up like ambush points.
Okay. Because you want traps out there as well for defenses.
Yeah, kind of set up.
Now, how aggressive are you wanting your little reavers, I should say, to be out there? Are you wanting them to nail like every group that comes by, which could attract attention, or do you want them to just like selectively pick easy targets?
I'm going to say at this point, just the easy target. I was about to say like go for the lucrative targets, but the lucrative targets are going to draw more attention even faster, I would think, than just simply some of the easy targets that they can kind of.
Okay, so easy targets that they outnumber.
Yeah. Less likely to have survivors scrambling back, and it's kind of get a little noisy.
Okay. No, that's a good plan.
Yeah, so they're coming in our territory. They're bringing us our stuff. Then
You sound like I do. It's not a stealing if I need it more.
It's not stealing if you were meant to have it.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I was trying to also single out one maybe smarter.
Find someone to be your assistant in the laboratory.
Yeah. Watching them. I don't want too many because they don't need to be that smart too quickly.
Okay, so super tiny mini map. So of course here's the crag that you guys switch back down and go into the keep that is now yours. Here's that nearby human town that you know about that the goblins used to sell the apples to. You've got this road that goes past, it goes to the coastal road that goes up and down the coast, and then it goes this way down some area you guys personally don't have any history with, and the other road goes down this way to Brackenwall Swamp, which is basically the direction that you're wanting to go. That hobgoblin outpost that had this nice, beautiful little ziggurat in the picture that was drawn who knows how many millennia ago on the enchanted vellum in the book, the one real piece that was stitched in there. And so what plan are you guys going to be making to go from your crag here down to that? And by the way, the paladin is completely supporting your plans completely. He's completely.
Squared.
Well, awesome. I have this great plan where we sacrifice him.
Well, his guy doesn't like that plan.
Always gotta test it.
He doesn't like that plan. And that's when Jerome's character comes out and saves his life, sacrificing his own by accident. And this is how these things go south. And then his shadow rises as a minion of the dead lady. So is there any, are you guys going to see about, because you guys do have cash, I mean, currency that you could buy horses. You could always, send one of your nicer, more civil members to the human town to get horses, or see if maybe the Goblin Rangers can go smack and grab themselves some wolves or something.
Yeah, should we try?
I'll say in the meantime,
being in the city, but
I'll say in the meantime that, you could try to do that. Do you feel lucky? Do you feel lucky?
Yeah,
Followed
like-
by,
like-
does
like
anyone have
animal-
inspiration they need chips for?
I do not.
I have one.
Are you sure you have one?
Yes, I wrote it.
Okay.
I don't think I have.
No.
Okay.
So some animal handling to try to gather up some mountable wolves.
So basically, you and a pack of goblins are running through the forest trying to find something that you can ride. Something mountable.
Yeah. Let's. Are we willing to?
With the bugbear in mind.
I was about to say, I don't think I can ride a wolf.
It'll be a wolf-pulled chariot.
Right?
That would actually look pretty bad.
Little goblin on a little seat steering for you.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, let me I'll go ahead. Let's see. Let me double check one other thing.
I mean, I might as well give you guys a chance to try, as opposed to having to walk the whole way there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you never know. You might hit a natural 20. You find a pack of wargs.
Yeah, no. And figure we can look in the local the forest that I have. I'm a natural explorer of forests, and get an extra little proficiency bonus on it.
Okay, so you get an extra +2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for my animal. Yeah, I'll do some. I take it as animal handling kind of.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, I'll go ahead. I got a with that 16, 18.
18. So
Excellent.
you basically have rustled up in your neighborhood area and trained. You taking your little goblin trappers to catch a bunch of these animals, and you actually find a very large wolf that's got a big enough frame that the bugbear could ride it if he feels lucky. Now,
See a lot of walking in my future.
so you do easily come up with a wolf mount that the two of you could probably ride together.
Yeah.
And then a wolf that you could ride if you choose. Basically,
I
the
want a
equivalent.
pony.
Then you need to go to pony country and tell their wolves not to eat it.
This wolf, his name is Pony.
I'll take it.
Okay, so you basically have some basic
wolf looks
riding
cute,
mounts. Make life easier for you guys. So, your goblins are spending resources, training them for riding so they don't bite too many other goblins.
No problem.
So you guys have got your preparation down. You've got your copy of the map. Your paladin has written his copy of the map because, archaeology is all about writing maps. So he knows the basic course that you guys are taking. If you follow the map, you can always go off the track if you want. Your goblins are evil. So you guys
stay on the trails.
you guys have got all set up. You know that it's going to be about, if you have riding mounts, about 5 to 8 days to get there.
Okay.
But you have faith in your ranger. You have faith in the ranger.
You're stretching it a little bit.
I know.
I can always forage I can forage food along the way too, though.
Because you've got the survival skill
The
and the
survivor
abilities.
and the wanderers.
Yep.
I'm just relying on the fact that he hasn't messed up yet enough for me to eat him yet.
And worst comes to worst, you can always just throw a goblin, and supposedly wherever they land, if it's nose up, it's north that direction. So you're never lost as long as you have a goblin you can throw.
No, I'm a wanderer. I always recall the general layout of the terrain, settlements, and other features where I've been around. I can find fresh food and water for me and up to 5
And
other
I
people.
can steal that food and water.
I don't know why the water's empty. There's a little cut in her flask. She's been walking around.
I'm like
following.
underneath it.
So of course, you guys get all set up. You get your provisions. You're actually making goblin equivalent of friends amongst the community because you guys are uber compared to everybody else there. henceforth, whether they're pretty much kowtowing to you guys as being in charge and kind of looking forward to you all leaving. Especially the bugbear that keeps threatening to eat people.
I would imagine when I saw the wolf, I just kind of looked at it with my hands on my hips and looked at him.
No.
You gonna ride this?
So
and the wolf was looking at me about the same way, like.
So any last minute plans before you head out?
I mean, I assume we can restock on arrows. Right?
The equivalent of you can buy arrows from one of the goblin groups that make arrows.
Yeah.
Crappy little goblin arrows tied in the middle.
I've down to 12 regular arrows.
He's going to spend most of his time on the road fixing them.
That's why you pay out of pocket for the good arrows. You don't take the free arrows.
Right.
The free arrows that are left at the archery range for whoever wants them.
That's cool.
We put some tree sap and glued them together.
Pretty much.
Okay, so any other special?
Just give my acolyte the instructions to feed the tree every so often.
Okay, give me a religion roll. Make sure you're setting him out on the right path there.
It's not starting well.
No, it's not. 7.
So you gave him a couple key words to say, and he kind of, he ashes his way through the words. He says the words. Oh, praise the He's not the best acolyte right now, but then again, your training was rushed. He kept doing the chill touch when you failed.
I just look at him and go, if you don't do this right and this tree is dead, you'll be dead.
Yes, sir. Tree will be fed. I need a goblin volunteer.
No. Don't, just use the prisoners that are brought in first.
Okay.
Goblin volunteers.
Goblin volunteers are too precious.
Our last resort.
So for a wizard, any last minute plans that you're doing?
I want the acolyte to keep everyone out of there.
Okay.
And to help her, since he didn't seem to know what he was talking about. Am I rolling Arcana?
Arcana works. Something I'm assuming you're good at.
13.
Okay. So you're basically schooling him in the Arcana aspects of what he needs?
Well, he's going to learn something from the tree and helping feed it. Because it does have, albeit divine, but also there's magic involved in it, so
okay,
he can learn something from it.
And that beautiful fruit that's still ripening, slowly growing.
And not to touch it.
Yep, don't touch the fruit.
It looks so tasty.
And don't go in my office.
I've heard both those stories before. They don't end well.
Do not touch the white fruit, and do not touch it when it's red either.
So are you guys going to be traveling on the road? As I look at the scout,
I think we might actually be.
It's faster on the road.
Faster on the road. These are the.
We're making a statement.
Yeah.
If we're willing to make a statement,
yeah.
Right.
You guys are supposed to be owning this place.
All right. Yeah. If we're willing to make the statement, then I'm all with it.
Okay.
Because I can navigate us through.
So give me one survival roll.
Mm-hmm.
Because you guys are on the road, you're heading out there, you're taking the path, you're easily not getting lost, and I'm assuming you're scribing the little mark you're supposed to be marking.
I'm going to do a little. I'll do. We never actually figured out the actual. Did we ever figure out our emblem design? Do we have a simplified scrawling that we can do for our emblem?
We do. It's.
Van Halen symbol.
It also comes with sound.
We'll just say for now.
It's the cool S. Yeah.
You can so do better. We've been saying you need to do our best.
Yeah.
But it's good enough for now.
I'll inscribe those every couple, every so often on the
every like
Poorly
2 months.
Drawn uterus or something.
There you go. It's Shark Week. Dun dun. Goblin Shark.
Wow.
And
So what did you get?
But you said we're heading through a swampy area though.
Yeah, well, your goal will be to hit the swamp. Yeah.
Are we still within the forest right now?
Oh yeah, you're still.
If we're still in the forest, then thankfully I got a 13 at that point.
Okay, so a couple times you pulled the group off and you guys dive to the bushes as like groups come by, just to avoid trouble.
Yeah.
Are you allowing these groups to pass by unmolested? As I look at these two.
Yeah. Are they?
As I look at the non-goblins in the group.
I don't know. How formidable do they look?
The first group is a group of like 5 horsemen. They've got armor, weapons. They look like they're probably well-to-do fighters of some kind.
Yeah, we'll let them pass.
Okay, and the second one seems to be a mixture of, looks like folks going on a religious walk. There's quite a few that are in robes, sandals. There's a wagon with the kids and the elderly taking turns in it, being pulled by 2 oxen.
I would have wanted to take it on the armored then because that would have made a hell of a statement. We knocked out the soldiers. Then they really know that we mean business. I might have bitten off more than I chewed.
Yeah, just a little.
So while you guys are hiding in the bushes, because the goblin's like, shh, many people go. So you see the riders coming through at a full gallop. So you guys are letting them pass.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can I get an insight on
sure.
how dangerous they look?
Do they look like we could
15?
feed on
15? They seem to be pretty well worked. They're more guards than thugs. They seem very practiced. And with your insight, you do notice they all have a similar armband to each other of some kind of campaign color that they belong together as a group.
Yeah, don't fuck with them.
Do I recognize it?
No.
You recognize it as one of the human
Secret.
militias, possibly
I'm gonna go
mercenaries.
steal their stuff.
But you don't recognize per se exactly what company they might belong
Are
to.
there goblins among their ranks?
They're not. It's all humans.
But they're mercenaries.
They could be mercenaries, yeah.
How many?
5 of them. As they're coming towards
We're down 2, so
Still, that's 4 of us.
You got them by 1 on numbers. They're only 1 ahead, right? You got them with religion. You've got them with arcana.
and I get that, but
I could be
our
silly.
rogue is notorious for climbing trees.
So even the trees are on your side. So they're coming up about 20 feet. They're coming quick. They're at full gallop.
And I'm gonna.
Totally
Oh,
behind the trees.
sure.
There's 1 in front and 2 abreast for the other.
Let's play with the guys in armor.
Uh-oh.
Alright, I scale a tree.
I would rather. See, I knew it.
Aren't you hiding in the bushes?
I mean, if there's a tree, that gives me a better
Okay,
vantage point to be
But
killing.
it won't be as
I so freaking
it won't be as
called.
hidden as
I'm a
hiding in the
tree
bush.
dwelling goblin.
Yes,
Because if
you
you're
are.
climbing a tree, you can be seen climbing the tree.
Drop grappling.
On the other side of the tree. Climb the other side.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Point.
I'll give you that. Go ahead and roll me in athletics as you climb that tree.
All right.
How far apart
Also,
is
I
it?
have a climbing thing now.
They're
second
less
story
than,
work?
than 5 feet apart. Sorry, what's
I
that?
don't have to take an extra action from climbing, an extra move action for climbing, and I climb faster than normal.
She purposely made it so she can
So
climb
she can
trees.
climb trees like a monkey.
I mean,
Okay.
can I borrow some dice from somebody?
What? Pink D20 it is.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm gonna cast grease in front of them.
Okay, them.
Right up
Them.
the throat.
She got real scared all of a sudden. As all of a sudden she's imagining just sliding down.
That would be pretty
Okay.
All right.
fun. I mean,
athletics,
if we had time, that'd be hilarious.
So you're gonna do an athletics roll. So what's the DC for your grease spell?
Oh yeah, that's a wonderful one because we haven't gotten a bump yet. So it's only a 12, but
12?
they're not expecting it.
They're not expecting it, so I will give them disadvantage because they're full tilt with their horses. So first we're gonna have
If my dot is colored in, does that mean I have my proficiency bonus with it? Okay.
so here's the first one that's in lead, number 1.
good.
It doesn't look good at all.
Not really, no.
Slip slide.
I got a 13 on my climbing.
Okay, so you are skittering up the back of the trees. You're
Which
hearing,
means the next one gets like -2.
yeah, it says there's a pileup beginning. As you're hearing these horses whinny and some shouts. Ooh.
Are there any ponies in the mix?
No, these are full-on horses.
Are there any small horses?
There are no small horses. Ooh. So the second guy managed to pull his horse just shy, and he's still on his horse. As they all look at the guy, just biff, horse sprays its 4 legs out, and it does the Bambi
It's not
thing.
good for horses.
No, it's not.
We might as well just put that one down.
But we have a healer.
Ooh. And this guy, he adds to the kerfuffle, and he goes toppling off his horse.
And runs into the guy that actually survived.
So let's see what number 4 does. Oh, number 4 goes into this little chain of smashing here.
5 car.
Is it-
5 car. Yeah.
One guy I'm
Pilot.
thinking is going to be looking at all these other guys on their asses. Oh,
No?
yes.
Okay, so all but one of them crashed.
So literally you see the first guy tumble, then this guy pulls off to the side, and he's looking as the next guy crashes into the pile, and the next guy crashes into the pile. The first horse has been trampled, and it's dying horribly. It's got broken leg. It's making this horrible... You almost feel like you want to go put it down and cook it for the bugbearer. So
I hear horse is pretty good.
go
Like,
ahead and
at
roll
all.
initiative.
And they're wondering why they're hearing a tribal drum pounding.
Are you kidding me?
Dirty 20.
Especially since I have that.
Since you have what?
She's a 0.
I mean,
I'm at 0.
19.
I mean, it
Oh
would have
my
been. I guess it
God.
would have been more of an insult because, like, if I went Gloomstalker, I get to add my wisdom also to my initiative.
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh
So is it
my
about.
God.
What'd you get?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I've got a nat 1 minus
Okay.
1.
Oh, no, it's good.
So 0.
0.
So you're wanting to be at that safe cleric place where you
I
can come in and
guess
heal anyone that
so.
needs it. And what did our ranger get?
16.
Oof. It sucks for them. It's good for you guys. Okay, so our natural, or I should say our dirty 20, gets to go first here. So you cast your grease spell. You're looking between these shrub bushes. You know, you got the goblin next to you, the cleric's there, the rogue scampered off somewhere. You believe she's climbing the tree because she's like scampering up there so quietly. And you're seeing these horses baying in pain. And the rider's going, ow! Some a lot more than others. And the one guy sitting on his horse is, he's basically got his hand on his sword and he's getting ready to pull it out. And he's looking at all of them like, what is your problem? Obviously, you're almost getting the idea that he might be the leader.
But they're all within roughly 20 feet of each other?
Oh, yeah. Easily within 20 feet of each other. The pilot alone is taking up, less space than it should.
I'd like to cast sleep on him.
Oh. Okay. Let's see how many hit points you've got.
Don't fuck me. Damn, 1 fuck me, 2 fuck me. 17 hit points.
17 hit points. Okay, so... Wow, it's kind of a mix that... So, you only got 17 hit points worth. I like that. It wasn't the best sleep spell of them all, but it wasn't the
It's
worst.
a little over half.
Okay, so you cast your sleep spell, and you see the first guy, who obviously got the most damage from when he went ass over ankles on the front of the horse, and just literally head right into the ground. And he flipped over, looking up at the sunset, and all of a sudden, how does your sleep spell come out?
So in this case, it looks like a dark black web as it started descending on them. It just materialized and just sort of came
Wisps
over
around them.
and started trying to envelop them, and whichever ones that succumb to it, if any.
Okay, so you immediately notice the number 4 that went and crashed into the mound of his friends. He just lets out this yawn as his head rolls back. This number 1 who's on the ground with his head facing where they came from, his eyes kind of roll back. Maybe it's from concussion, maybe it's from your spell, maybe it's a combination of the both that it only requires like 5 hit points for those 2. And they both go out.
Okay.
That leaves you 7 hit points left. Which...
Not enough.
Is just barely not enough for another one of them.
Okay.
So you notice those 2 just pass out. And that almost dead horse passes out too and stops whinnying in pain. It's almost a mercy. It got trampled by all the others. It was not pretty.
And we're still kind of off
You
to the side.
3 are still in the bushes, just peeking through the bushes. Because your goblin friend said, "Jump behind these bushes, it'll hide us."
Mm-hmm.
So, Rogue, you've scampered up in the tree. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna shoot people.
Who are you gonna shoot? There's a guy on his horse getting ready to pull his sword out.
Shoot the
Why would you shoot that guy?
He seems like he's the most threatening right now.
Okay, go for it.
All right.
Oh shit, that will hit.
I like that. Oh shit.
Oh shit.
8 damage.
8 damage. As all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he's looking at the guys like, "What's going on, guys?
What happened?"
And then, thwunk, arrow just shoots out into his side, and he looks down, and lifts his little shield arm up, and just like grabs the arrow and does the thing you're never supposed to do, and he pulls the arrow out.
Oh, he's
Pull
dead.
a bunch of meat with it.
And it's just like, bandits! On your feet, men! Bandits!
I'm late for that.
They can't. They're like,
So-
they're like every time they take a step, it's like a cartoon.
So, Ranger.
We're within 30 feet of them?
Oh, yeah, you're
Okay.
within like 20 feet.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to mark the leader, that leader guy who just got
Guy
hit.
who just got an arrow in
I'm
him.
going to mark him with my planar warrior ability.
What's that do?
When next time I hit him this turn, that damage. First off, that my damage becomes force damage, and I get to add an extra D8 to that damage. Ooh. So that's a bonus action. But I doubt a 10 will hit.
A 10 will not hit. As all of a sudden, he's looking around for danger because arrow just came out of the tree.
Do you have inspiration?
No, I do not.
And obviously, he's looking around for danger, and he looks in the bushes and immediately whips that shield around, and just the arrow by mere inches, he waves that shield and poing!
Yeah.
And goes off. Maybe because he sensed that you were twiddling your
Oh
fingers.
yeah, no. He got hit by one. He's ready for another arrow.
He looked through the bushes, and there's beady goblin eyes looking at him.
Yeah, he starts hearing one of the shrubberies curse and yell in goblin.
As he immediately points towards the bush and goes, "Attackers from the bushes! Charge!" And you see...
Well, there's only one up, so...
Yeah, I know. So there's him and there's these 2 guys. So... One's going to burn half his movement getting untangled from the horses. And he immediately drops his shield and pulls his long sword out, takes the 2-handed to approach, and steps just shy of you guys in movement. Sucks for him. Or does he? He doesn't. Because as he lifts his sword and starts stomping towards you guys, he literally takes one step. Slips on the dirt that should be nice and traction-y, and he falls flat on his ass with his legs sprawled out, and he's still on high guard with his sword. However, his compatriot tries doing the same thing, and he's like looking at him like, "How could you fall on dirt?" Pulls out his sword and takes that ominous side, and then he's just looking at the bush like he's going to protect himself with the sword blade, and he's going to move one step. And then he looks at the bushes, and he's trying to figure shit out. He wants to figure shit out instead of spending all of his. And he doesn't notice shit with his
They ran off
one
already, guys.
for perception. As he's trying to take in what he's seeing here, trying to understand what's going on here. As he's just like, the bushes. The trees sprouting arrows. I think these are bandits. As their leader, who's, not taking the shit. He's gonna, reach around and pull a javelin out of his holster from the side of the horses. And he's gonna throw it at the goblin in the tree. You didn't hide after shooting him. And we're gonna go with the good, dangerous dice.
Curse you.
Will a 4 hit you?
No.
As all of a sudden you're there with your bow out, ready to shoot again, and this javelin just like flink over the trees and into the tree behind you. You just as he misses by a mile, and he's just like, "Get on your feet, you fools! You're embarrassing the company." And our cleric,
I
who's
stifle a giggle
been
snort.
watching this comedy of errors happen.
Also, can I hide?
At the beginning or the end of your turn as a bonus action, you can.
You hear this deep rumbling next to you. You're still scared.
Remember, as a goblin, you can disengage, dash, or hide as a bonus action.
Never said I was scared. Cautious, not scared.
So you see 2 of them sprawl out unconscious. The other 2 sprawled on the ground because they slipped on
How
traction.
far away is the guy on horseback?
The guy on horseback's about 15 feet away.
All right. Casting spiritual weapon.
Okay. So what does your spiritual weapon look like? Is it materialized? I'm assuming next to him.
It is a bloody axe.
Okay. Horrible, necrotic energy, bloody axe. Just like... Now, do you have it pop up behind him just because it's more effective that way?
Yeah.
Because it looks cooler. As you're just standing there, you're just like... Yeah. I'm not sure what your prayer word is for it, but the snarl works. As you see this axe just materialize just above his head.
Right.
And I believe it's a bonus action to swing it.
Let's see. See, when you cast the spell, you can make a melee spell attack against the creature within 5 feet of the weapon.
Which he is.
Okay. On a hit, the target takes blah, blah, blah. As a bonus action, I can move and hit again. So.
Okay. So go ahead and swing your bloody spiritual axe of all the death that you need to sacrifice to your god.
Okay. 14.
That'll hit. This does not look good for him.
So then that is a D8 plus modifier. I should get my 7.
As all of a sudden he's like barking orders and waving his hand, and immediately you just hear the silence of his barking orders as the guys are like muffling and trying to get up. And you just look, and as you do, you hear the sickening sound of your spiritual weapon pulling out of his head as you just realize he leans forward and the whole back of his head is split wide open like a melon. And as he leans forward in the saddle, you just see the gout of blood coming down around his armor and just seeping into and just soaking the horse.
And I just look up and I go, all for you.
It's not going well for them. So, wizard.
I'm just curious. Second level I just got, or third level I just got Shadow Blade. Can I cast Green Flame or Booming Blade in conjunction with that? Because it says, as part of the action used to cast this spell, it is a cantrip. You must make a melee attack with a weapon against one creature. Would I already have to? You'd have
to encase it first.
So I'd have to cast the Shadow Blade on one round.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't cast the cantrip in the same way.
Yeah, because you only can do is one, unless it's a bonus action cantrip. Does it say it's bonus action or is it one action?
Oh, casting time is one action, so it would be part of the spell. Okay. But next round I could do it.
Okay.
So I'm going to emerge from the bushes.
As this big bugbear just steps out of the bushes. Big old gorilla arms.
And as I bring my hand back, I'm kind of weaving my hands together and this black mist begins to form, and I just sort of, as if this imaginary scabbard is withdrawing from it, this Shadow Blade And I asked them, mercenary or levy? Are you part of a...
Immediately, and by the way, you have advantage if you're going to swing because they're right at your... The two guys are literally right at your feet. And we're swords for hire! We surrender! We surrender! So they're looking back at their captain whose blood is... He's still like slumped over the saddle, and you just see this poor horse is like shifting as the warm blood's getting in the saddle. We surrender! This ended up so bad as they think 3 of their 5 people are dead right now.
Okay. I bring the sword out and I say, disarm, and disarm what's left of your company.
And they just like kicked the swords away because they threw their swords down and immediately hands up. As the giant bugbear comes out of the bushes and they realize, oh shit, we are outclassed right now.
No, I meant and told them to go clean up the mess over there as I disband the grease.
Can I move? No.
Yes.
He comes over to the sleeping ones and basically pulls their swords and throws them over the bushes over where you two are hiding still. Mm-hmm. As swords go clank clank right behind you, missing you by inches. Hey!
Gather up the horses.
and of course the one horse is like the one that's asleep is horribly maimed with its legs twisted about, and they kind of like they're looking at you the whole time as they're gingerly trying to unpeel the horses that are in a mild panic because of the accident. And the 2 guys peel the 3 horses that are still salvageable, though they seem to be a little damaged.
Salvageable horses. I like it.
We mean you no harm. We are just traveling.
Mm-hmm. Just what mercenaries would say.
Take care of that horse. And I throw one of the swords to him.
He like easily catches the sword. He comes back to the horse, gives the little double look, and just right into the horse. Twists the blade. You just hear the and the horse's spirit leaves. You feel the spirit.
I would imagine you were probably getting a little irritated.
Yeah.
Well, as he's just doing that, I just kind of turn around to you guys. What do you want to do?
Hop down from the tree.
They're mercenaries.
At the point where you hop down, as soon as your boots hit the ground, the captain's body just slumps slowly out of the saddle, thumping onto the ground.
That one little bit of jolt
was just enough to get the horse completely panicked. Because the horse didn't even sense the weapon weaving around over its head.
So there were one of the 2 was actually talking the most. Right?
He's the one who said, I surrender. Adel. My name is Adel.
Okay, Adel.
I've worked with goblins before. Goblins are good people.
Well,
it's true.
We're on a try it before you buy it scenario here. So the first week we're going to get you to work for us for free because we gave you your life. How's that sound?
That sounds pretty good. Yeah. I cook really well on top of everything else, and
who fights the best out of all of you? Be honest.
And you notice that,
and I'm still kind of using
the 2 guys kind of like look to the dead captain,
the living,
and they kind of look at each other and they both go, I do. They both kind of do the I do at the same time.
Okay, let's see it.
They just look at you kind of like...
They both pointed at themselves.
Yeah,
right?
They both said, I'm the best.
Let's see it.
Okay. And that's a good place to wrap it up there.
Thank you for listening to the Creative Play and Podcast Network. And feel free to enjoy our other shows, such as D&D Journey of the 5th Edition and Scion Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion hero to Ragnarok story. Thank you for listening.
Hello, this is Eric.
And Wendy Strock with Stone Valley Hobby and Games.
We sell board games, card games, role-playing games, and supplies. We have thousands of Magic the Gathering cards available, carry Kickstarter products, and work with veteran-owned small businesses to bring you our own line of products.
We are a small business retailer, but we offer competitive prices, a loyalty system, and free shipping on orders over $100.
As a military veteran myself, I'm a strong supporter of our armed forces, their families, and contractors out there doing the hard job. So any order from AA, AE, or EP address will be shipped absolutely free.
Remember, StoneValleyGames.com, where we take your leisure seriously.
I remember the second edition book. There were probably a few things where you actually would use it. The art was a little more provocative.
Yeah, it was a little more Vanna art-ish.
Yeah.
I still miss that kind of, that's one thing that like Dungeon Crawl Classics has a nice harken back to. It's got the old first, second edition artwork, If you ever get your hands on a first edition monster manual, which I got one, the art is such Sharpie art,
yeah. No,
it's
I've
great
seen
in its basicness,
It's sufficient. Yeah. Again, I still enjoy the potential apocrypha of the Rust Monster's physical design being just some plastic toy. And I think I remember actually having that toy as well.
That little tiny bluish, guy.
But with the propeller tail.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think I remember getting that from a quarter machine.
If you're a fan of Futurama, there's an episode where they go to a pet store for the vet, and there's a rust monster in the waiting room. Yeah, see, even the internet agrees with the nerdiness.
I'm so happy to have my character sheet back.
Oh, you found the original?
I did.
You have been refouled.
So it used to be in my sketchbook, but I completed that sketchbook, and then all of my papers were gone.
You moved on.
Yeah.
But your character did not.
Danny was asking for rides. No, you're within reach of Chili Pepper.
Is that code?
No, it's a restaurant in Yuma.
Oh.
There's a string owned by the Gutierrez family, and Chili Pepper's one of them. But almost all of the restaurants, phenomenal Mexican food. You know how you have stuff here.
You should give him.
Here.
Oh, Chili Pepper is like the rolled.
You should give him the 411 because he's like lost out there.
Okay, tell him Tell him about the rolled tacos.
Yeah, get a dozen roll. Next time you roll through Yuma,
that sounds really
stop at Mr. G's, which is right on 4th Avenue off the I-10. Get a dozen rolled tacos or more.
I'm thinking that's a code word for getting rolled at a truck stop by vampires.
It is actually rolled tacos. They have the fucking best rolled tacos.
It's just awesome Mexican food.
I mean, Mexican food, like
right, but
Mexican food is comfort food.
There definitely are, but it's definitely like I could not live anywhere that didn't have decent Mexican food. Like
it's comfort food.
It
really is.
It's because we all live around it all the time.
Right.
It's the lard.
We've been here for a while.
Who are we kidding? It's the lard.
Did I mention what I called Chipotle when I was blanking on the name?
Chipotle?
No.
Fake Mexican food?
Well, no, that's Taco Bell.
That's desperate.
Hipster burrito. That hipster burrito place is what I called Chipotle.
You know,
that's perfectly appropriate.
It's super tasty though. And
it's not bad.
If I'm in the mood for Chipotle, I will go to Chipotle. But if I'm in the mood for Mexican food, I'm going to some like hole in the wall place that's got like a bucket of lard next to it.
That's how you know it's good. That's how the tamale stays supple for so long.
Taco Tote.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that place is so good.
I've been there, yeah.
So has everyone leveled up to level 3?
I'm almost there.
Spells.
Yeah, I went. Beastmaster. The tough decision between Gloomstalker, which kind of burns his load on the first turn, at least at level 3.
It's like,
and then like the rest of the rounds, like okay, I'm out. I'm just a regular ranger. I decided to go Horizon Walker.
So
I'm going to be Nightcrawler Hawkeye.
So you're all about the exploring.
Yes.
As opposed to the scary tarantula that is the Gloomstalker.
Yeah.
That hides in the dark
shadows.
There
were some fun things in there, but
Gloomstalker is a super, super powerful build. It really is. Especially if you're not a dark vision race.
Invisible from other, basically hiding from night vision.
Yeah,
dark vision. Yeah, that was very useful.
You are the spider that just blends in the dark corners that your eye passes over without seeing.
But no, I think level 11 being able to bamf around.
Nature traveling magic. Hey, think about it. I mean, as a skirmishing goblin, that alone, the mere fact that you could, that's hugely powerful. Especially when everyone was running behind the bush where the goblin was, and they're like, "Where's the goblin? It's not in the tree. It's not in the bush." And then arrows go through their throats. I teleported to just 100 feet away, so just within bow range, but just out of you running up to stab me with your pokey sticks. Because that's what I do.